card description. Great, amazing. I think we're good. So let's do have card description. So, but they are not all going to be string. So, for example, card here is going to be a number, so we can give this one integer. So we can do this one integer. So then the description can still retain, or let's increase the description length to 250, because you know the card type we can leave that. But yeah, good. Card price rather. We can't leave it as string. Reason that we'll be typing in the price, and you know it might have decimal, so we can just float for this. Great. So we're using float for this tag. So once we are done with this one, then let's create a human readable version of this particular model so for us to actually see what's going on. So we do then we do self. Okay. So this one is just us trying to create a human readable. So let's do return. What should we return? So let's return the car itself. Then. So let's create. Okay, sorry, I'm using this car and this. So let's just return the car in here. So you guys will actually see it when we test it. So when we are done with this one, so we are done creating our model. We want something to happen. We want to tell us to happen. When you see this thing, please save it in our database. So that's what we are running this. We are doing db.create all. So it's a create every model is saying here. So now there are two ways to do this. It's either we do it this way, leaving our db.create off here, or we do it via the command line interface, whereby we will start writing the command that is from our garage import db, then run the db.create all, and it will still work. But that's not what we are doing. So now we've already done db creator. So let's now test something. Let's go back to our PG admin. Notice something. If we where's this guy? Okay, sorry. Postgres schemas. Oh guys, where am I? Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong database. Sorry. So database. Sorry guys, this thing is just. I really can't remember where. It's so funny. Okay, vehicles, schemas. What's going on? Okay, found it. All right, so notice guys, in this table, so we have just, you know, these are the tables we have. So we don't have anything like fleets. So even if we do a refresh, we have nothing like fleets. But now this will run upon when we run our application. So first run our application, we do Python garage.py. All right, great. So now that we've done this, so let's go back to our PG admin and right click and we do refresh. So guys, you can see that fleet is there now. So since fleet is there, we can run an SQL query and say select all from fleets. And once we run this guy, so you can see that we have our ID, type integer, car name, car year, car price, car type, and car description. So, and with everything that we actually, you understand that we've actually, all the properties that we've given it. So with this here, we know that our connection is working perfectly to the database. So yeah, that bit is done. So the next thing for us to do is to, you know, if we try to open this in a browser, for example, so we are not going, so if I just do right click, open new window, because this guy is still running. So if I do localhost 5000, so you can see we're having the not found response. So what we just need to do is just to create an API endpoint. So let's try to create our API endpoint. Okay, so to create our API endpoint, it's quite easy for us. So we can just create. So yeah, let's not forget there's another thing that we'll be needing. We'll be needing something called the JSONify. So, but let me just show you guys one thing. So let's do garage. Remember the shortcut I taught you guys to route. We type routes, and it creates our route for us. So yeah, change this guy to garage. Then the route name. So this change into default routes. So let me just call this guy index. So instead of let me just tell it to return. I want it to return something JSONify. So this JSONify, you actually need to import it from your Flask. So when you have import this, so JSONify units. So you see what JSONify does. So then we want to actually see that if this bit is working quite well. So we have message. So it's more or less like we're building a normal JSON, you understand, a JSON response. So welcome. So welcome. So my feed. So I think with this, we can just we run this guy. So once we run this guy and we go here, we enter again. So you know that I now see we are getting a JSON response back. Welcome to my feed. So that makes a whole lot of sense. So now the next thing for us to do is to let's talk about before we actually start building our endpoint. So we assume that we'll be using this thing like we'll be using, let's say, a front end framework to actually consume this API, probably maybe a framework, sorry, a front end written in Vue, Angular, React, so to say. But if that's the case, there's every possibility that our front end developer will be running into a course error, which is the course CORS, that's cross origin resource sharing. So for us to actually, for those that are wondering what is called, so it's actually a security measure that blocks requests from resources with different domain names or different protocols. You know, definitely because the API will actually be sitting on a different server. So anybody that is trying to call it from a different, like, you know, domain, they'll be getting some kind of error, like something like no access, control, allow origin, blah blah blah, things like that. So it's like a security measure. So then it also asks to prevent malicious attacks from JavaScript scripts that might be embedded in the request. Then, of course, we only allow a web page to access data from another web page only if they share the same domain. So that's why we need to actually do something. We need to add the Flask course. So I will cancel this one. Then I do my pip install. So I install what's Flask. So I install, well, it's already telling me that I've already done that before. So I need to now add that to the instance of the guy's application I already created. So from this guy, I can just do from Flask course import course. So once I import course, after I do my instance, then I can now do course. Then I pass in this guy, passing my instance there. With that, I'm already done with that part. That's quite straightforward as well. So then I know the part that you guys have actually been waiting for. So let's create our first endpoint, and we'll test it using Postman. So the first endpoint we'll be creating will be our add car method. So let's call it the add car method. Yeah, I think that's pretty fine. So for this one, it's a post call. So let's create our route. So I need the route P for this. My shortcut. So you know the normal drill. Change this guy to garage. Then let's call this one add car. Let's call the method name add car method. So the method is post method. So now since we've done that part, so then let's create a something that will actually receive our request, our JSON request. So let's call it car data. So this one is what we do request. Remember I talked about request the last time. So request is up here, so we get it from our Flask as well. So this one will now be request.json. You understand? So then that's done. So the next thing for us to do is that, okay, fine. We've already more or less have created an instance of this request.json inside this car data. What it means that when someone posts, someone builds, you are going to see this thing in action actually. So when someone builds, what's it called? A JSON object and the person posts it to this particular endpoint, it asks car endpoints. So it comes in as a JSON request. So it will now be saved inside this car data. So once it's saved inside this car data, we need the data inside it. So we have car name. Those are the things we have in our database. So we have car name. So car name, we know that definitely. You know that Python uses make methods of actually writing your variable name, etc. So so we have car name. So the car name, so we can say car data. So car data, then what are we doing with car data? So it means that open this car data and get me what's it called? The car underscore name. Oh, Malik. So that's actually a very good question. But let's just quickly finish this part. You understand? But remind me when we are done with this, at least when we are done with this create method, so that I can give you an answer. So I don't want to lose my chain of thoughts. All right. So car name. Then we have car type. Underscore type. So same thing is more or less like we are doing the same thing just here as well. Car data. So inside the car data, get me wherever you see something like car type. You get. So then we'll do the same thing over and over again for the remaining things, which we have the car. Sorry, I'm trying. We have the year price description. So car year, car price, car description. All right, great. So this one, I just do a replace. All right, great. So since we have done this, so the next thing for us to now do is to do what? Save everything in the database. That is, let's play out and go and save this for us. So let's create car and say that, okay, what's the name of our model? The name of our model is what? Car. So you know what? Car. What do we want to say? So inside car, let's go back to the model. The model we created, we have ID. You know, this one is auto generated. So we have car name, car year, car price, car type, car description. Don't be confused because I'm using the same name here, guys. I just did it so that I know what I'm mapping together. So you can use any conversion you guys want. So we have all these guys, car name, car year, car this, car that, and everything inside the model. So that is inside the table of the database as well. The columns that are available there. So that's what we are doing here. So then we do our car name equals. So what it means that these are car name here. Go and get me. So let me show you something. So we do car name underscore name. So what it means that the column car name, add this car name into it. We have a column car name. So assuming the column was actually called car n, it means I will say car n equals to this car name that I'm getting from the object that is coming. Go and save this thing inside it. That's also what we're trying to do here. So then same thing applies for the other things too. So that means I'll just be doing a copy. So I'll just do paste equals paste, then comma car year as well. So I'll do paste equals paste. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. Then car price. So coming here as well. Paste equals paste. And lastly, car description equals paste equals paste. I think with this we've saved all our everything. So remember the last time when we were using encyclopedia, I told you that whenever you try to put something inside database, you know, then you do what you execute that and then you commit and you close. So you executing this equivalent of executing, do your db.session dot add. So what are you adding? You're adding car. Okay, you know what? SQL can go and save this car there. Once you do that, you need to actually commit the change to db.session commit. So I think we are good on this. So once you do this, then definitely this guy is going to add the entry. So once he adds the entry, we need a fine response to return back to our user. So let's return JSON. A JSON response back. JSONify. So let's create a JSON response. You can do something like this. Success. So let's say success equals to true. Then let's not say response. So what should we call the response? So let's do response equals to successfully added. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so with this we're actually done with this part. So we can test our endpoints right now using Postman. So now notice that in this particular code we actually specify a post method. So this particular car method will grab the car name, car type, car year, car price, and car description from the request body. The request body that is actually coming from Postman or whoever is calling is to grab it and to now insert the record inside the database. So that's just pretty much what we are doing here. So let's run it and let's go straight into our Postman. So this guy is already running. So I move straight to my Postman. So I create a new Postman request. So this is a post request I do localhost. Okay, I think I have it here already. Localhost 5000 and add car. So I need then I go to the body. So I want to then you click, you choose raw text, then you choose change it to JSON. So I don't want to be typing I don't want to be typing that guy over and over again. So I just copy this guy here. I think I have a copy of it. Yeah, paste there. So what car do you want to enter? So the car name is Mercedes-Benz S class. The car type is salon. Car year 2021. This is the price. Then this is the description. Then once we hit on send, and so we have this response. Car successfully added. Then the success message is actually true. So with this one, we know that yes, we can now go to our SQL, so our PG admin to see our PostgreSQL if it saves. So if we run this guy again, let's click on run. So you can see that yes, we have an entry now. We have ID was auto generated. This everything has been entered successfully. So I think that's a good one. So let me now give you guys a first task to do, like your first to do. Let me put it here. So I'll call it. So I expect you guys to do it before the next session. So to do what you guys need to do is okay. Let me create this scenario. So this part, if I click on send again, what will happen, guys? You know that definitely if you still go and create this entry in the database again, this same entry, that means there's nothing that is actually checking there's nothing that's actually confirming to say that if this entry is unique or something like that. So apart from the identifier, which is the ID, which we are not passing, I need something to be unique in this particular table. Meaning, what I want you guys to do is this. So your today is that add a new column or a new property, so to say, to the database. Please, guys, when I say to the database, I'm not saying that you go and alter the database yourself. Please, guys, don't. So to database, and this name of the column, guys, call it number plate. So you can make this one, you can make it a string so that it can take both alphanumeric, you understand? Because that's how number plate works. So then you now make it unique and make sure the data doesn't get saved if okay, saved. Make sure the data doesn't get saved if what should I put if the same number plate is supplied. So let me cut it. The same number plate is supplied. So return error message. I return something like oops. Number plate already exists. So guys, that is your to do, your first to do, and you should make sure you do that before the next session. So after this one, let's go straight to the other endpoints that we'll be talking about. These endpoints is what we need to use to fetch back all the data in our database. But before we do that, let's create one more entry. So let's call this one then C class, or no, let's even say let's Brabus. Let's call it an SUV. Let's say the 2022 model. So let's add another entry. This is a SUV, and so when we send this guy, so checking database and running this, so we have this already SUV. So great. So let's go and write the endpoints that will actually fetch back all our data for us. You understand? So for this one, we are going to use the get method. So let's call our route again. Route B. So I'm changing this guy to get. So route name, let's call it get cars. So then this guy is garage. So let's call the method name get cars. So the first thing for us to do is this. Let's create an empty array. Remember the last session we did how we created an empty array that is we are going to use to append the result we are getting back. So then let's call it all underscore cars. Let's create an empty. So then let's say cars equals to, so this one, once we and tell SQL to do was run a query for us. Then start dot query dot all. So what this one means is that it's more or less like it's running select star from fleet. So this is like the equivalent of what this guy is doing for us. You understand? So let me remove this part. So then after we get back all our cars, so now you know that we need everything inside this place, right? Good. But we've gotten back all our cars, everything. So just fetch it the way it is in the database, all different entries. But we need to separate them. So now that we know that we need to separate them, what we need to do is simple. We just do what we look through it. So we create a for loop. So we look for car. That is, we need a single car in this car that is coming back. Give me a single car. So now let's save everything inside the results variable. So say results custom. Let me open this and say car or ID, because we need the car ID back. So we want to display it as well. Car ID is equals to what? Car dot ID. That's the ID in the database. So the next thing we have car underscore name. This one should give us car. This car that we're saying then does car name. Car name. Oh, sorry, I'm going to comma here. So we have car underscore type. So this one car dot car underscore type. Why do I have to forget this comma? So comma here too. Then we have car underscore price. So let's do car dot car underscore price. What else is remaining? Car year, okay, year. Car underscore year. Let's have car dot car underscore year. Then lastly we have car description. Car underscore description. So that would be